What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my video for episode 2 of Noob to Master with my friend Muhammad here. We're going to be going over some of the buttons in the game this time. What do they do? Things like that. Stats and your profile on the top and other things like that in this video. So I'm going to let my friend Muhammad introduce himself now.
Yeah, hello guys. My name is Mohammed. I'm what you can call Brute Sidekick, and today we'll be teaching you guys more about Dokkan. Yeah.
And we
So,
got the previous parts we got. We'll also link in the top of the videos as well, and they will be by episode in the thumbnail as in the title as well. So, my boy Muhammad here is also going to be doing YouTube content for his Dokkan stuff here soon as well. So make sure to click my profile and subscribe to him at the bottom as well. I also will leave his links in the description as well. So, all right, I'm gonna leave it to Muhammad here for a bit.
all right, guys. So, welcome to part two. So, as Brute said, we're going to be teaching you guys about a lot of what the buttons do, what the UI does here, to get a general idea of like how to move around Dokkan. A lot of you guys might have this exact same screen here, as you can see, we're rank one, so we have the same screen. It might sound confusing, but we'll get through it. So once you see the screen here, we have all these buttons. The first thing you want to look at as a new player would be the greatest warrior missions. These missions are beginner missions, and these allow you to help awaken and get yourself a free LR or a free unit that gives you good what's it called? Yeah, a good unit that you can use for your
Yeah.
other content and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can see we have a lot of these missions. So we did one which is called tutorial. Then this one is build a team with 6 characters, and then clear study hard. You have all these missions to do, and then you can see there's 5 board total. So each board has like 9 missions. So we have 5 of them, and then do all 5. You can get this guy. And doing so, you can unlock all of these stuff. As you can see, you need to clear boards. But yeah, so that's what some things to look out
Yeah.
for.
It's
Next,
it's weird how they give you. It's a good thing you pointed out because they got burst mode and greatest warrior. They don't tell you to like a beginner to go there, nothing like that. They just got the big old start button. So I feel like a lot of people get confused with that as well. So and that
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So the next stuff we'll talk about is we'll talk about these 4 buttons here: the news, menu, missions, and gifts. What each of them does. So the news, if you could open that up, tells you what the news is currently going on right now, what the celebrations are, and what's popping. What's the new content. As you can see, what's the new bug fixes and stuff. You can
yeah
check that out.
yeah your top left is I look at it as your upcoming basically is what's getting ready to come out because it's not in the game yet, and then when it's actually in the game it'll be in the middle section of the game. And like he said, your maintenance and stuff, which sometimes can tell you when units and stuff is going to come out, or like I said, bug issues or people getting suspensions. That's your right tab.
Yeah. So that's the news. So if you want for menu, this is where you can do your settings. You can link your accounts. You can go ahead and do history. You can change your wallpaper. Uh, you can go ahead and change your language, voice settings, and this is where you can add your friends. So if you click on friends, you click on friend search for a friend using ID. This is my ID. uh, get the friend list here, check your friends, friend requests to see your friend requests, and yeah, so that's the menu. It's used for any settings capabilities.
And the option button, you can change your speed there too. If you want to show them that real quick, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
your
right.
battle speed up. Most people, I recommend putting the speed up because I don't know too many people that play in times one. I kind of wish they would put like a speed in between there, like on some units, but maybe in the future they'll make it to where you can change the certain speeds of units if you want to or something. But yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, speed, and then you have skill animations as well. If you're tired of seeing the same ones over and over, you can skip that. Yeah, so that's the menu, if you're curious. So next is everybody's favorite screen, and that's the gift box. So since you're new, you probably have the same amount of gifts as me because they're generous and they like to give a lot of new player stuff. So you can see I have a lot of gifts here, a lot of gifts. You can see that's a new wallpaper right there. I can use. tickets, coins, stones I can use for summoning, characters, lots of good stuff here, like orbs, and if you don't know what any of these stuff do, don't worry, in future videos we'll tell you that, but right now, you got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
Alright?
we're putting our minds as a free to play player too, and you want to be very smart with your stones, because if you're not, then you can miss out on a lot of good stuff if you use them wrong or you just spam them. And some people love certain characters, so it's good for him to note that as well. If you're starting right now and you're watching this, you're starting at a good time. If you start in a celebration like this or an anniversary, which we'll get more into in the future, I think that'd be good to do, to kind of let people know in different videos of that stuff, like when big celebrations are going to hit, because the new players don't know that. And then I'll give my tips on saving stones as well, and so will he. So we'll let him continue now.
Yeah, so the final button that will show you from these four is the Missions tab. The Missions tab, if you played any other games, pretty self-explanatory, but if you haven't, that's fine. The Missions tab is where you gain rewards from completing certain missions for certain types of content or certain types of fights. So as you can see, we have a couple missions completed here. Uh, if you see here, so you get one for data linking. So if you link your data to your email, you can get that. Collect Dragon Ball, log it for 2 days, whatever. There's event missions where you can see a lot of different events. You can get some cool stuff. Very nice. I mean, it goes goes a lot. You have trial missions, which is used for quest story, which we'll get into that in a second. And you have portal memories as well. You have a lot of different types of missions. There's a lot of content in the game. And then, of course, for certain campaign missions or for certain big celebrations, you have the campaign missions, which you have personal missions. So you can see here, it says you can do your own, and then you have co-op missions. So co-op missions means you're working with other players together, the worldwide, all the players together work together to do these missions. Pretty cool. You get cool rewards. Yeah, pretty cool. So that's these four. We talked about these four. We talked about the greatest warrior. Next one I want to talk to you about is these 5 buttons down here. So we have the home, we have the team, we have the summon, we have the shop, and lastly we have, if this would load a bit, we have the shop, and then we have the exchange. Right? We have the exchange here.
Also note, if you're new, stay away from the shop for a while. You don't need that. We'll explain that more too.
So we'll go in depth into each of these in the future videos, but for this video, the home screen, as a general thing, home screen is where you see, all of your various warrior boards, your 4 buttons here, missions and gifts, and that's pretty much it. Team, you can see here, team is where like you look at your units and stuff. You have if you want to sell units here, right? Or if you wanna, train units here and everything, which we'll get into a different video. Summon is where you can try to get new characters and try to build your box with new characters to bring with fights and stuff. It does cost dragon stones, so just be careful. Be cautious when trying to spend them. Spend on what you think is good. It's a shop, which, as Brute said, I wouldn't touch this yet. Try to learn more about the game before. If you want to spend money, just learn more about the game first. And then exchange is where you can exchange certain currencies, whether it's any or whether it's other certain limited time event coins, right? Which you can exchange for units here, memorial stones, all that stuff. You have tickets, all these event currencies, all that good stuff. You could definitely grind those and get some cool stuff, cool rewards. So
You
yeah,
you can show them the profile too in the top left. That'd be the only other button as a beginner. I would be kind of, you can show them if you
yeah,
want.
yeah. So yeah, that's the 5 main buttons here. We have the 4 here. Next thing I want to talk to you about, if you're curious about your profile, click on top left, this profile button right here. Just click on it, and you can see your power level. If you're a big fan of
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, power levels, get higher power levels. To get higher power levels, you should just play the game, upgrade more units, play the game, clear more stages. You can see here, stages cleared, Dokkan awakened characters, which means maxing out your characters, all that good stuff. We'll get into more details. You can change your favorite character here. Like you can set your character. Like let's put this Yamcha for example. You can put that as your profile character, which is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
then over here, you can change your friend support. So what friend support is? It's basically the unit that you pick that your friends will use. Like for example, if Brute here wanted if I picked for example the Yamcha, and Brute was trying to find a friend to help him on his battles, and he found me, he'll see the Yamcha, he'll be like, oh damn, a Yamcha, I can definitely use that. And then yeah, so you pick whatever unit you want your friends to use, right? And then yeah, so
That
that's
works.
cool. Yeah, that's cool. Let's go back to
And if
Goku here.
and if you're confused like me, I was confused for a while. Like when I started, I was like, "How do you get the power level to go up?" But that's your Link's levels. The more, which we'll get into later. But Link, you see Link levels at max level there, which is on a screen. You get level 10s, and that will make your power go up. So this is basically your kind of your flex page. That's the way I look at it as.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what's the benefit of upgrading your power level, if you click on the bonus here, you kind of see that you can actually get some buffs and cool stuff when you upgrade to a certain power level. For example, if you get power levels 100,000 or above, you can get amount of Zenny obtained increase, so you get more currency every fight. So you can see 1%, 2%, 3% increases every power level. Max here is 100% with 250,000, but you can see that there's a lot of cool buffs you can get from trying to upgrade your power level. So play the game, grind a lot of events, upgrade your characters, and you can see your power level rising up. And of course, if you have any questions about that, you can always ask in the comments as well. Next cool thing you can see is you can see this picture of Goku here. We have levels. These levels are pretty much like how much content or how much Dokkan you played in the past month. So you can see here it's every month here, and basically the more content you play, the more levels you get here. As you can see, I'm
Yeah.
only level 1 since we haven't played that
And
much.
you can click the little gift box too, and it'll show you the rewards.
Yeah, so if you click on here, these are the rewards you get every month when you play a certain amount of Dokkan. They tell you here if you're curious to read that on your own, but you can see each level you get different rewards. Level 5, level 6, level 7. You can see the rewards is increasing each time. 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the max. You get all these cool stuff every month. Pretty cool. As you can see at the bottom, how to raise a pixel character or how to level up. You can see complete daily missions, log into the game, and consume stamina. If you don't know what stamina is the thing you use when you want to enter events. It costs a certain amount of stamina. But
And to speak on that, don't waste your dragon stones for stamina when you're starting, because you're just throwing away like precious dragon stones. I feel like, I mean, you can get at some point which meat you can use meat or dragon stones to refill your stamina. But as a new player, like I said, and if you're going to be free to play, or if you're not, you ain't going to probably decide that whether the game has value to you over time. I would definitely not use my dragon stones for stamina right away. That's just a tip.
yeah, so for sure. And to get stamina back, you can rank up. So you can see rank 1. So as a new player, you're gonna see rank up quite a bit. And this game is very easy to rank up. So you'll probably see you get yourself a lot of stamina very quickly. So you could definitely use that stamina to go ahead and try out new stuff, try to grind your characters, try to max out all your characters as soon as possible. Cause yeah, you'll have really good stamina. Okay, so we talked about the main buttons here. We talked about the greatest warriors. We talked about the 4 buttons here. We talked about the main buttons here. We talked about the profile. So one of the few things I want to talk to you about now is this big fat start button, saving one of the best for last. So click on the start button. You can see that there's a lot of game modes here. So we have the Dragon Ball story, which if you click on this, you can see that you could play certain Dragon Ball stories. So whether that's a movie, GT, Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball, you can definitely do those. And Dokkan has Dokkan also has a lot of events. So you can see we have story events, which you need to complete the board, which you should definitely do. But you can see there's a lot of cool events here: challenge events, story events, e-battles. We'll get into that in more depth later, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so that's the start button. A lot of cool game modes which you could play. And the last buttons I want to talk to you about for this video is these two buttons over here, the burst mode and the special campaign. The special campaign happens every major celebration where you can go ahead and click on it and you can post on social media and you can get some stones. You don't actually have to post on social media. So for example, if I just click online real quick, right, and then I go back here, I can actually just go back to the app and then voila, I get my stones.
Yep.
So you can definitely just do that, and then now you can see it disappears, and it'll show up in your gift box. So that's a special campaign. You should definitely do that whenever you see that button. You click on it immediately, get your free stones. And the last button I want to talk to you is the burst mode. So burst mode is a separate game mode where you can try to challenge events and try to rack up points. And the more points you get, the more rewards you earn. This is more end game content, and we'll get to that later. But this is just a cool thing I want to show you guys. You need to complete the board, but yeah. So this is another game mode you can do. It happens quite a bit, but yeah. So that should be all the buttons major buttons that you guys need to know now. Hope you guys figured stuff out, and if you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments, and we'll try to answer. I don't know, Brute, do you have anything else to say?
I think we covered most of it. Like you said, burst mode is in game. You can pretty much ignore that button. Like I said, starting out, way I would do it, like you said, we'll go into it more in the next video as well. We start out with the greatest warrior. He showed you the buttons. I think we pretty much covered everything in this video. We'll get into training and more things and building teams in the further videos. So I think we pretty much covered all this part. I look forward to part 3. Like I said, show some love to Muhammad here as he's helping me with these videos, because we want to help you new players that are coming to the game. There's actually a lot of people coming to this game, so we want to show some love. So if you're new here, definitely subscribe, and Muhammad's link will be on the video as well, on pretty much each video of this, so he's going to help me through all this. So
Yeah.
I guess look forward to the episode 3. You got anything else you want to tell him?
Yeah, so last thing, just a reminder, if you're a new player, I always recommend to always do the greatest warrior. Try to complete this as the first thing you should do. And then that way you can unlock a lot of new features, which we'll go over in the future videos, but definitely try to do this as your first thing. And yeah. Alright, thanks
All right.
guys.
Thank you all so much. Stay tuned for the next video.